This video is for the graphing lines review for Unit 2, Lesson 2. I'm just going to do a couple questions in this video. If you need help on any of the other questions, then check the key on Canvas or ask your teacher for help. And we're going to do number 1, 2, and 3 to start. And all you have to do in number 1, 2, and 3 is, given the graph, find the slope, the y-intercept, and write the equation of the line. So this first one, it's a little hard to see the axis. I'm going to darken those in for us really quick. We have to by identifying the slope and the y-intercept. So usually I start with identifying the y-intercept here. And that looks like that we're going to start at y equals 2. When my slope is negative, the line is going down. I can pick a couple other points on this line to use to help me identify the slope. Remember, slope is rise over run. So since I'm going to have a negative slope, I have to go down first. Looks like I'm going down 1, and I'm running to the right 2. So the slope is negative 1/2. To write the equation, it's going to be in y equals mx plus b form. The slope is negative 1/2. You put your variable of x, and then the y-intercept. All right, this one's a little hard to see as well, so I'll put, this is the line that is graphed, and the axis here, they're labeled, but I'll darken them again. All right, now this is a vertical line. And when we have a vertical line, notice that it goes through the x-axis right here. It goes through the x-axis at the value of negative 4. Right? So if I go through the x-axis, the equation is going to be x equals negative 4. All vertical lines have that equation. Now the b here, it doesn't cross the y-axis at all. So there is no y-intercept. And the slope of every vertical line is undefined. All right, number 3. It looks like my y-intercept here is at 2. That's my b. Now I pick a couple other nice points on this graph to help me find my slope, my rise over run. The slope is positive, so it looks like I go up 1, 2, 3, up 4, and I run to the right 3. Okay. Now that I have my slope and my y-intercept, I can write my equation in slope-intercept form. 4/3 x plus 2. All right, so 4, 5, and 6 are going to be the same. Let's jump down to number 8. This equation, you have to graph the line this time, but we need to get the equation into y equals format so that we can identify our slope and our y-intercept. So what we have to do first is we actually have to get rid of the parentheses by distributing the 1/2. When I do that, I have y minus 3 equals 1/2 x, and then 1/2 times 4 is plus 2. Now I need to move this 3 to the other side so that I get y by itself. And when I move that 3, I get y equals, the 1/2 x does not change, and 2 plus 3 is 5. Now that I have that equation, I can identify that my y-intercept is 5, and my slope is positive 1/2. So that means I rise up 1, run over 2. 1/2. And you're going to keep continuing that pattern in both directions so that you can connect your line. And there's your graph. All right, the last one, I believe this is the last one. Yep, the last one on the video is going to be number 12 on the back. You're going to be graphing an inequality. This also, you need to solve for y here. So in order to solve this one for y, you start by subtracting the x term over to the right. When you do that, you'll get negative 3y is less than negative 15 minus x. Now I need to get y by itself, so I'm going to divide every term by negative 3. Now when I divide by a negative, when I have an inequality, remember that this symbol is going to flip. So instead of less than, it's going to become greater than. Negative 15 divided by negative 3 is positive 5. And 5/3, that's going to stay a fraction, but a negative over a negative becomes a positive 5 over 3x. So to graph this y-intercept also is 5, and my slope is positive 5 over 3. That means you're going to run up 5, run 3 to the right. Then you can continue that pattern the other way. Down 3, left 5, or down 5, left 3. Same here. And there. Okay. Now, when we connect these dots, you have to look at the inequality symbol. This greater than symbol doesn't have a line under it. So you're going to end up using a dotted line to connect your points. And we also need to shade. This one says greater than, so you're going to shade above the line, which is on this portion. Now there's a question. This says, is 0, 5 in the solution set? Well, 0, 5 is this point right here. That point is on the dotted line. And when a dot is on a dotted line, it is not in the solution set. If it was in the shaded region, or if it was on a solid line, then it would be in the solution set. If you look at the last page of your practice, there are pictures of all of the solutions, so you can check your work. If you need help on any other problem, ask your teacher for help.